What's up, everyone? So this video is definitely going to be a different approach to things. Basically, what we're going to be talking about here is how much Xbox needs the Switch 2. And it says right here, Xbox reiterates its support for Switch 2. Oh, they're going to need to. Definitely after that ridiculous 30% profit margin demand, which, nobody else in the industry could pretty much hit except Nintendo, you know what I mean? Who's the closest to ever hit that in their prime. And it's like, whoa, that's a ridiculous demand. So in this video, we're going to be highlighting why it's important if Microsoft wants to survive and has any chance to continue competing the way they want to compete. PlayStation 5 is not enough. Let me explain why. We saw they lost 100 and like whatever million, right? Barely like plus 1% on services and content growth without the profit loss or first party costs being factored in. Their only chance is to fully branch out and put their whole backlog as much as they can on the Switch 2 and tap into that market in Japan and have them being able to play that in the handheld Nintendo world, because that's where they're at. It's the only way you're going to get them. Remember, Phil Spencer said that one time, it's not about your platform no more at this point. You can't stay here. You have to go to them. You don't have a choice. So we know that Halo is going to be coming to Switch 2. I can promise you that. Let's talk about some games that it needs to come, that I'm telling you it's going to come, and that what Microsoft needs. And we're going to talk about why they need to do that. Halo, first and foremost, we know Nintendo plays a lot of single-player games too on their platform. It can fit that world very well, scale it down. If you got Resident Evil Requiem coming to Switch 2, they announced Indiana Jones, if you guys didn't know, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is coming to Switch 2. If you got those games coming to Switch 2, Cyberpunk 2077, you know what I mean? What else do you really need to see? Chronos: A New Dawn? Star Wars: The Outlaws? You know what I mean? It's happening, guys. So the fact that Nintendo can get those, and I'm telling you, they're going to get frame gen with NVIDIA in the future. And DLSS is only going to get better. And they'll probably have some cloud service running too, just in case things are crazy. But if you see those games being announced, then there should be no barriers anywhere. I promise you on everything that Gears Reloaded, they need to do that because that didn't do well. Try it on the Switch base. Hey, it's not demanding. Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 is going to come to the Switch too, watch. And then there's some people down in the comments that were saying a couple things like, there's some other games they would like to see coming. Hey man, remember Killer Instinct? Even though it's where it's at, man, put that Killer Instinct on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? That's an Xbox One game. That can easily be put on there, no problem. Do it. Sunset Overdrive, put that on there. You just got IP sitting around that could literally sell on the Switch 2, and you have a whole new base and market. Because since the Xbox market is done and they're moving to PC, and they're going to be taking that negative 30% loss from Steam, like I said, their only method of being relevant and staying as a top publisher is to need Nintendo. Sony's not going to be enough for them, trust me. They're going to need more. That 30% profit margin is ridiculous. And I don't even think they're going to hit that. But if they want to have any chance of looking well, they're going to need Nintendo more than ever. So all you people grifting against Nintendo, on the Xbox side, if I were you, I would wake up and realize how much Microsoft is going to need them. Let's go down here. It says, in some absolutely huge industry news this week, Microsoft yesterday announced the Halo series will be coming to PlayStation 5, right? Going all the way down here, we saw Phil Spencer coming down saying, we are making efforts to lower the barrier to entry for people to play our games through services like Xbox Play Anywhere and Xbox Game Pass, lowering the barrier. However, if there are people who want to play our games on the PlayStation 5 or the Nintendo Switch 2, remember I've covered this before, we would love for them to play our games on those platforms. In regard, we have received excellent support from both Sony Interactive Entertainment and Nintendo. He didn't say that for no reason. Going down, let's take a look at some games that we know the Nintendo base may want in the comments. This is what they said right off the bat. Hi-Fi Rush, please. It really does look like Xbox will end up like saying, well, yeah, of course. Psychonauts 2. Perfect game. Do you know how much platformers sell in the Nintendo world? Psychonauts 2 is a very important game that could do well on there. Kepler, right? Put that on there. You said, what are you doing? Remember when they put Ori 1 and Ori 2 on there? Bring Sea of Thieves to Switch 2. Hey man, Rare belongs with Nintendo if you ask me. I think they should be teaming up a lot more. They should be working together to do a Banjo and have it launch a multi-platform like that. And Microsoft could have a platform and they could possibly have a hit along with getting more sales with Psychonauts 2, getting more profit for Double Fine, and getting them to continue working on IPs if that's the case. Put Outer Worlds on there. You saw Fallout 4, the complete edition, get announced, right? So they need to do that. They need to try to get a Valve on there if they can. Everything possible, guys. I'm telling you, they're going to have to unload fully onto that platform and give them everything. because like I said, by doing that, not only are you tapping into the USA and UK market and all the other markets worldwide for Nintendo, you're tapping into the Japanese market that will not buy on any other console besides PlayStation. But in Japan, it's like 90% Nintendo, you know what I mean? I guess if Sony gets a little bit more margin with their handheld, I mean, they may get a couple more percentage, but Nintendo is going to just keep that and it ain't going to really change. So if you want any extra Japanese sales, if you want extra, worldwide sales in general, you have to go to this platform. And over time, these diminishing returns on Nintendo, they're going to start getting high. So at this point, I really think this is Microsoft's next biggest strategy to make themselves relevant. Though, I said what I said about them, but I'm like, look, man, the only thing you got right now is this needs to be your next best friend. We know you're going to Sony. You've been doing that, but now it's time for Nintendo. And if they do that, I think they can end up getting some more publishing power and making things somewhat competitive, at least in a publishing standpoint. And I'm pretty sure Satya Nadella is fully on board with this. So Rare Replay, I'm surprised Rare Replay is not on the Switch 2. That's insane. You know what I mean? That belongs on there. I don't know if they denied it or not, but that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Master Chief Collection, bring that over. Why not? But I think if they're going to do that, that would have probably been announced for PlayStation. So I don't know how they're going to handle that, to be honest with you. But that would be amazing and it would do well. Look at these people liking it. 26 people like this, 36 people like this, 24 like this. So this is just people coming in the comments, you know what I mean? The Nintendo base would support that. You have to think about the Nintendo base too, compared to PlayStation and Xbox. Do you see the insane software sales that they get? I've shown you guys that. They buy games. So Nintendo ain't putting none of their games on no service a year later or anything. No, it does not exist. You're going to buy games over there. And the Nintendo base is used to buying games, and they have been for the longest. So that's kind of like my end on this. Like, just to give you guys a straight up video about what do I think Microsoft has to do if they're not thinking about it, is to find every game imaginable that you think that would be fittable over there. Quantum Break, anything, grab it and put it over there. And make as many ports as possible and talk to them. And I really think that it can end up working out well for them. Going down here, he says, but they will give GameCube. Hey, man, they are going to do that. That's Microsoft. Look, Microsoft has been doing that before anybody. They took physical out of the store a while ago. They wanted you to go straight up Game Pass. That's why I understand why people try to talk about key cards on the Xbox. I'm like, you do know that. You have been not even getting that. You're just getting a damn code. You can't even get that to trade around or whatever. You're just getting that code like you're buying a PC game. So that's what I think. Let me know what you guys really think about this. You know Call of Duty's coming, right? If you guys didn't know that, they have a 10-year contract with Microsoft. And I think that was Phil Spencer's strategy back then to not just put in on Nintendo to increase the publishing, but to eat into Sony's market share in a competitive sense. Does it seem kind of petty if they did that in that mindset? But you never know with Microsoft. Possibly, but I think that's what they want to do. So all these people talking about they're not going to affect Sony's market share, now more than ever with DLSS, they will. But I still think they're going to be fine regardless. But the point is that you have to replace that loss of that third party that Xbox is going to lose going out of the market on a hardware for NPDs, topping the charts, you know what I mean, for like consoles. Nintendo can pick that up massively because they have a way bigger base and they buy games. Xbox gamers don't really do that. Now, I want to hear people coming in, I buy games, yeah, I do, but I'm talking about the whole population. It's like less than 10% of you, maybe 5% now. And that's incredibly low, and everybody knows this. So, yeah, you may be buying games, but you cannot make up for those millions of other people that are going to refuse, even myself, to buy and want to trust Xbox because they can just disappear on you, or Microsoft, first and foremost. So, yeah, there's things that they can do. Like, you saw them putting the other Doom games on there. I think they're going to try Doom: The Dark Ages. Remember Doom Eternal and the other one went on there. So Microsoft has already kind of been doing that. But I think right now in the pipeline, they have a ton of Nintendo Switch 2 announcements around the corner. And this is going to be what they need to do. So if you guys are thinking of any other games, let me know. But I think for sure, those are some of the highlights that I want them to do. As far as Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster, I mean, yeah, get it ready first, man, because that thing had some problems. Unreal Engine 5 is so cancer, I swear. But I don't know, like, come subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is what I think they need to do. Other than that, I mean, they're kind of running out of options. So that's kind of like my 2 cents. This isn't a negative video. This is about what can they do next, and let's look at this realistically, and how much do they need Nintendo, and how important it is. As I've been telling you guys, they're going to help anybody. Go there. Why not? Later.